his wife. He told the emergency dispatcher in disbelief. Police came roaring to his home property at 1:30 in the morning and spotted a mysterious car driving away with no headlights on. When they pulled the vehicle over, they were surprised to find the driver was none other than John Hoffman himself, with a gun in the passenger seat. Police quickly threw John in custody and began searching the car for any evidence. It did not take long for them to spot blood steadily dripping from inside of the trunk. Jammed inside was the dead body of Araceli, his wife, who had been shot in the head. A search of their home residence revealed the deceased bodies of their children, 7-year-old Clara Hoffman and 5-year-old John Hoffman Jr., both shot in the head and left to die in the bedroom and on the living room couch respectively. Shortly before committing these heinous acts, John posted something of interest online. Though video is unrelated to the family homicide per se, it does give viewers a morbidly fascinating glimpse into the inner workings of a man capable of slaughtering his entire family. The video starts out ordinarily enough. John Ali Hoffman sounds somewhat subdued as he says that he quote-unquote hopes everything is good out there. He introduces himself by full name and begins to explain at length about a garbage service that he started in 1998. It almost seems like an autobiography, until about 3 minutes later when his craziness begins to shine through. The entire time John is talking, his camera remains focused on his computer screen. There's a Microsoft Word document that is hundreds of pages long and contains thousands of name and tax property codes. These property tax codes are for properties that he remembers were given to him in a court case, he explains. And the names on his list are the judges and other city officials who he feels are denying him his due property. In other words, John is convinced that he is the legal owner of thousands of properties throughout the state of Hawaii. Only there's one problem. There's no court ruling in his favor. In fact, there's no court case at all. John completely hallucinated the entire judgment and now believes there is a conspiracy afoot that is preventing him from receiving the thousands of properties that he rightfully deserves. What he planned to do with the names is anyone's guess. If anything, he feels that these people are stalking him and making attempts on his life almost every day. He describes himself as a poor man trying to understand a greater conspiracy and seeking justice. He even likens himself to a castaway on an island. Throughout the video, he continues to show volumes of what he thinks to be supporting evidence, but what is actually little more than binders full of schizophrenic ramblings. It's quite sad and also quite terrifying. At one point, one of his children comes into the room and tries to compete with his father's delusions for attention. Instead of showing affection, John urgently tells the kid to go outside, anxiously adding, "Please." This simple interaction becomes all too haunting when you realize this is one of the two children who he would brutally execute later. You can also hear one of the children playing and laughing in the other room too, and a kid's show begins playing in the background for the entire time. Number 3, The Big Friendly Giant. Noah Harpham was 33 years old when he would make national headlines for giving Colorado Springs a horrifying Halloween that the area would never soon forget. The 6'5" recovering alcoholic describes himself as quote-unquote a big friendly giant on his dating profile for a popular meetup website. Although he had dabbed with substances in the past, Noah seemed to be on his path to recovery. His schedule was full of normal activities. He had a steady job as an insurance agent and was looking forward to starting up his own YouTube channel. Noah's only video, titled Video Blog Number 1, residents flooded the Colorado Springs Police Department with 911 calls. Noah had been seen setting his house on fire with a can of gasoline at around 8:45 in the morning that Halloween. He walked out of the house carrying a rifle and a pistol, where he opened fire on a random bicyclist. "Please God, no," a neighbor heard the man on the bike say before he was killed. 2 other random souls were murdered before police gunned him down in the street.
Alright, hey folks, this is Noah, getting my blog live. Trucks and trucks and lots of trucks. The blog is just going to be me with a video camera. And that'll be it, we'll see what happens.
Number 2, Elliot's Revenge. Elliot Rodger moved to Los Angeles with his family when he was only 5 years old. Here he would live quite a rich and affluent lifestyle filled with celebrity encounters, designer clothing, and his own personal BMW by the time he turned 21. This was all thanks to his successful family upbringing. His father, Peter Rogers, was an assistant director for the Hunger Games. Still, despite owning a vast wealth of material possessions and otherwise living in complete and total luxury, Elliot Rogers felt his life was completely insufferable, so he wanted to go on a killing spree to solve it. The reason for his anguish was simple. Elliot Rogers was bitter about his virginity. He had never had to do anything difficult to get what he wanted, and this giddy attitude had made him quite angry about still being a virgin at 22 years old. As evidenced by his YouTube videos, Elliot expected women to completely worship him without getting to know him first, and he took it quite personally when he did not immediately get his way with women. In one video titled, "Why Do Girls Hate Me So Much?", Elliot does not hold back his bitterness and resentment in the slightest. The video opens with Elliot strutting towards the camera to begin complaining. He describes himself as quote-unquote the ultimate gentleman, yet also quote-unquote in the darkest hell, as a result for being quote-unquote alone for a very long time. In the 2.5 years at Santa Barbara University, he says, he had never been given a chance by the female students. He even says that they are repulsed by him despite his sophistication, designer clothing, and BMW. The upload date is May 23rd, 2014, the same day that he became violently insane. Shortly before his vicious attack, Elliot made one last video to justify his actions and intent. In this video, he sounds like a diabolical madman straight out of an action movie. Ending from grinning as he explains that he will get quote-unquote revenge on humanity. He says that he's never kissed a girl before and describes life as torturous, adding that he is quote-unquote rotting in loneliness. This is the reasoning behind his plan to open fire on the unsuspecting contestants of a beauty contest at a local sorority house the next day. After that, he figured he would simply just murder people at random on the street. Elliot put the 2 videos online, but he would not be able to contain his rage for one more day as planned. Instead, he exploded that night at his apartment, where he stabbed his 3 roommates to death. They were young men, 2 20-year-olds and 1 19-year-old. High on adrenaline and revenge now, Elliot took 2 handguns and went to a sorority house on the Santa Barbara campus. He banged on the door, but when no one answered, he shot up the house from across the street. 3 women were struck in the front yard, all 19 and 20 years of age. 2 of them perished. Roger hopped into his BMW and drove to a deli, where he shot a male student at random. He drove down the wrong side of the road while firing out of the window at pedestrians, then struck 2
Fucking
bicyclists
dicks.
with his vehicle. His car was wrecked and his rampage was
Oh, I
over,
have no
with
ammo?
the body sticking through his windshield.
Son
Rogers
of a
went back to his head
bitch.
and pulled the trigger. That's nice.
Then I need to bring out my fucking universal remote.
That's nice plan.
Where the fuck is it?
Zone A neutralized.
Nicer than 90% of the people in
Zone
the
A.
I don't have the universal remote on me right now.
Light.
Great, I had this shit.
These sunglasses here. $300. Giorgio Armani. Well,
Zone A lost. You neutralized Zone B. You captured Zone B. Enemy captured Zone A.
that will punish you all for it.
Number 1, the Bjork Stalker. Ricardo Lopez was a pest exterminator in his 20s living in Georgia.
What?
Aside from
Bullshit!
the man lived all by
You
himself
were
with
lucky,
a
Mervin.
hobby.
That was fucking
However, one
faggotry.
obsession in particular kept him going strong day and night. He was the biggest fan of the Icelandic pop singer known as Bjork, and not in a healthy way at all.
You
To
neutralized
Ricardo,
Zone A.
Bjork was the epitome of innocence. She was the purest woman Ricardo had ever seen, and he constantly obsessed over the possibility of one day obtaining a real relationship with her. If she could only give him just one chance, he knew that he would make her fall in love with him, despite him being an overweight reclusive exterminator living in the deep south. One day, Ricardo's dreams were completely dashed after he read in a popular celebrity gossip magazine that Bjork had found a boyfriend to call her own. To make matters even worse, Ricardo was an open racist, and it infuriated him to no end that Bjork's new boyfriend was black. This was unacceptable to Ricardo, and he took it as a personal insult directed at him.
You're in the lead.
This was a cruel joke planned by the two of them to make him feel like a fool he felt. He also felt that New York should have known better than to do this to him, and he set about trying to decide on a good way to get back at her. The best way to get revenge on New York, the insane bug sprayer thought to himself, would be to somehow disfigure her so badly that no one would want her. If he couldn't have her, no one could. Making New York quickly became his new life goal. Despite being incredibly insane, Ricardo was also very crafty, and he began to spend all of his free time engineering a plan to make New York
Fucking kill you,
his
bitch.
career. Ricardo paid a good deal of money to create a fake press release kit for a fictional publicity agency. The fake press release kit was a heavily laminated binder with an official-looking cover that appeared to be full of promotional papers for New York to review. What was really inside of it, however, was something insidious and evil. In the center of the kit was a spring-loaded trap that was filled with acid. If all went according to plan, when New York opened the kit, she would be doused with acid and severely disfigured. This plan took months for Ricardo to fully recognize, and during this time, he had purchased a home video camera to fully document his descent into insanity. This was in the mid-1990s, well before YouTube, so the ability to record your thoughts on tape was still a unique novelty. The hours of footage that Ricardo left behind is peppered with everyday entries about his ordinary life. In a way, these moments are almost creepier than the videos of his psychotic ramblings, because it shows that when Ricardo is not thinking about Bjork, he can pretty much pass himself off as being a normal everyday person. The videos where he talks about his job, his hours, his co-workers, and money troubles are so typical it makes the parts where he talks about Bjork even scarier. Towards the end of the videos, though, it's quite obvious that Ricardo has fully broken away from whatever resemblance of normality he had been clinging to. He quits his job, shaves his head, and gains a massive amount of weight as he continues to obsess over Bjork while hanging around his apartment. For reasons unknown, he paints his face red and lurks without any clothing on. It's as if some sort of sick mental transformation is complete and he is now fully a monster. Ricardo is completely manic at this stage, and he is both mentally and physically unrecognizable compared to all of his earlier videos. He has successfully mailed the package to New York and decides that he can't stay on Earth to get caught. Naked, the 300-pound-plus man sits on a chair holding a handgun. He has his favorite New York album playing to cheer him on, and behind him is a hand-painted sign with the words, "The best of me," written in shitty letters. He takes several deep breaths, trying to work up the strength to go through with the final part of his plan. Finally, he shouts in his victory and puts the gun inside his mouth. The death gargle after the gunshot is sickening, and you can hear his blood run out of his body onto the floor. Bjork continues to sing, but the man who was Ricardo Lopez can no longer hear her. Police found his body along with all of his tapes. Bjork never received the package.
You neutralized Zone A. Zone A is captured. It's yours. Zone C lost. Enemy captured Zone C. Nice work, Guardians. Your efforts have been noted.
Yeah, just whooped that ass and pulled MVP. Bitch. I got 12 captures. 12 kills and 12 captures. That's fucking hilarious. And screenshot. Excuse me. Might as well upload this too.